Yes, on farm for free. I don't blab any American, I dream on the enemy. I'm finding to the sense that MP before that 7. Yes, you like question, you can be and penny from Betty. Well, penny, you want them when your information crowd company being changed. No one money and yet not to man or face a 7. Over penny change scheduling any young wow. I don't think what that yet here on my penny for the income tax by. I need a kind of 3 months, matter. And point to unnecessary scarcity me here at the war, my and get me up on Papa Faso. And now the down quiet Papa by a pair was make him. Sabbath such a toe wood. I get be able to me at the Abua or mine. I'm more manner to me, the Papa. And you might go why, yet the Abua man and Yano. What about the trip? There will be a question this car. I don't know quite just for tax. I'm on training here, man, no Mediacum. And that's a open to any shepherd to her. We obey my Kurana. We know you got them go baby solid, because I've been doing and it's about to have a fossil. The best day. But if they poor mine,
what's so really the NPPA you, Oma you, a chum, woman, yesterday, then I'm who just know, 1 year before, a chum. So, now we never to figure and no who so beside the who's sitting out here, Piano. Mama, the MPP and another you, we are one you, nobody's 100% perfect. Never forget about the past. Nana, I know the manager and say, finance minister, at least one cassette, MPP negative growth, or say 5.7%. At least it's better than what they left in 2016. And also, the foreign reserves go up in billions. Saying die. What do we contrast here? You are Mahama can say a criminal economy now. It is a God who gonna have. And you need to know, perform take care for a right. We can wait. At least it was present group. But if you go to here, a great minister, we had a negative growth. So, at least the GDP also. Now, banking tax, no. Taxes are not introduced because of revenue. Sometimes, a deterrent. Alcohol tax and smoking tax is so high just because they discouraging people from drinking and smoking. Betting tax, it was there to check the laziness of the youth. Now, we saw what now. Oh, yeah, future ben our building. And the betting tax on wrong. And yes, you can't go out of your people. Only bastard the Benya Mabuno, only guys Abrabona, almost bona, Empire Cobediano, and sign our living or being also. No people will be tax more often question baby. What done on the government? Ghana for Mokini, which Junior, His Excellency, no, a former commissioner of India.
That's it. I have been hello. 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 Then come back to one.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Over here, time now. Yes, how?
Daddy, not on connect me here. Make a habit name, ma.
Hello. As you say.
Adam an empire bought in Yashi and I cafe.
What do I knew?
But you way well near Bayman and I'm one. The Casafi S boy, Ewo against Suano, constituency.
Cosway.
And I pay Mincha, me MP, and your batampa either. What I see to our Suano. Then I cafe. Or men be a tour and as a tax next year of mine. And then no Casa Oko, Mokola, and Abushia. A man Tiane Mapawa almost so safe, both foot, a womb, ye come ticket at the answer of mine Ghana, Omutia tax, don't pure water 8 year. And then Abanza will yield a few many Abania again out Aquanosu. Now, betting tax now, or be a Juma or the strong cover via or to them. And the old trap bet, this is getting 100,000, 10,000 Ghana cities. If it did 1 billion now, or betting. Now, over mammy or a real tax. They also ensure question a tax. Now, beat them, now, did bet 10,000 Ghana cities, 100,000 Ghana cities. Now, see my money in tax. Now, 100 mature when I make Tia a year. And then, MPP said betting tax na a new come on gonna for can say mutium taso at the moment the betting tax and no TNT tax. At the moment, the mayor and the Babacas were yes, you are somewhere, Petro was dying, not betting tax new, the new one I got for Canada, can want a man. No, I didn't new one, and I got focus them more to tax, betting tax, on the council, and you want to more be a Kawasam. And Yachum. May it your member a buyer of this for the 24-hour economy ever. And the upper parliament of the budget economy. You want them to cover 24-hour economy. And the agenda, one year ago, Mama, I can't want them. Budget of redeem. Yan, please say, yes, see, Kokrokoo, and some Kokrokoo, you want them out of Twasso. Nanka, yes, see, I have Sabia, Magic and a phone, Kanaka, Mabu, Maya, or Horum. Most of them are jobs for a women bank. A woman bank room go to a dear for the dear pan and the fine India are master and the Musaki woman bank says I never go.
Okay, Mamun senior near him for so cry at the baba. Hello,
Cardinal.
Yes, sir.
Cardinal, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Pacha John near Laura.
John, my neso kakrama me why?
Yo, Cardinal. The problem is, well, sir, 2014, now they will win it. Circle na adoration BC ama ebi mu ya aman for Japade say under John Dramani Mahama administration then you say and say am tea da say or tea sikadi say or the boss half one but akosombo in some way President Akufo-Addo or class BSR before work for a ban say and a sassika pudu way. President John Dramani Mahama. Hey, yo, here, the whole of the 5 northern region, not in Sru and top, Papa. Not a queer. Aminia. Yan take crumple that say, NDC 4 say, you queer for noir in Sru and top, Yan Timiam Donti. BBC but over 400 and something million. The team will say NDC for a Buapayo and Casa because Ghana for a say. The two Obama John Mahama a Gonja Mafia for Ombetiadi Ako Medasi.
John, me so me dasi. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Pacho maneso mami why?
Yes, sir.
Pacho e frozen.
The friend Mr. P. I'm just going for you.
Ada bin pacho ma radio no conform, Mr.
You, no. Mincha mi P, mi MP.
O san be sha asie bium.
You, Mr. Me come so.
You.
And no budget no. So far na NDC. Omo campaign message pa ni buy 24-hour economy. And so no ya tun ho hwe. O se fi ansa no ba be den ho. And no women bank no so. Which is sikana also or the air chassis. Now which is or that man. And the man no manifest. And no tina mutu aboma you am hammer. Omunyo manifest. Because the BN expert on the case na pa the BN can all the bobby sakwa na enu ni pa be ahekwa na asonso. Nti papa no we disappointed o man.
Okay, me that say. Mama family no so na men sha ase na men kobo. Hello.
Brian, I'm watching on it.
Yeah,
you're trying to Maxwell like it to us.
Max, you're saying.
I'm doing some patch on the way. Bra, and now share near course war. If you feel your mind gun and now you fear any taxes near my before you feel, but be a chill my drink at car. My dream made Tiasi and a betting tax now. Officially, nay NDC. Your President Mahama, the campaign, so be your free so. And Ra. Official also may you every so. But you really know, Nyame TD free, former finance minister, and whom say, Ne Juma, Obien 1 year betting tax, into my own case or may you free so.
Betting tax is normal.
One no.
Betting tax now by it. Lottery tax, no. Lottery, not 10% be or win, so and no na or manti. But lottery, betting, normal. No,
but former finance minister said no one take no more make us
it cannot be so.
No. Because time for MPP a campaign no or making it clear say MPP could renew no go be free so me pa me wa Eti no want in na onu ani ni pay campaign o ka so be year fisu one can be dia edu be dia yem panifo no mo di niam siesia na se edu campaign so mo be kikensensen bebre ye pomo chew yes so all we need to crack a campaign because obi biela o twa that ni bia nu se ne o wini kwa ye te no obi a compensate but then now ka che o se na hwi ni ho ye nti obi a eti mo mo ka so be year fisu
o last win ya until
last week pato ye say
yeteo
me pato ai
yeteo be saying
yeteo be 10%
be saying better me who stand do o last win na saying
the last win me last year the same many we win 1,000 hey when I see they will see the one o cha me bad
boys hello
yo na ka say
eja
me chiami no pain na ka say ya la tishene
ya nu ya ati saying
eboko mamenche ni mayamfo hawa kunsi ani ayim kan pipim painfo nya na ko bi ayi media ma bet na ye yi no na ka say me ha me ni say me kabi eti say u yi ma bet no na odi minim say tax de u ya e wa bi a bu pia kwana ko she ndi say u pia kwana na ko she ho na be kamea e be ha me na ade a mo de campaign pa so a 24-hour government ana ya kese omo amoso kura ena san ku konkitinkitin no me makase se adwuma no eye adwuma so bi kase nya adwuma me ye latisia because me ye ne moa enti me wakonya se omo de ba me pe ba ya amoso enti amoso no na sa ne ma na amanfo nya gidie koto aba mo no ye pa no be kacha Ghana fo ye de se taxi na PPG so nju Ghana fo ato aba tia ye ni mi se na no mi ko yi Kumasi na ka se Kumasi kuru kase we baby ubobu na du baby na so na ma na me ya mechanic se na ya so me kita ka ko Kumasi ne ka ni dundundunduma ada se fuel ne na enye ana pump no ti se ebe dundundunduma aka me o manchis ada se e fuel problem ada e electrical problem e sika e ye de so ti se mo ba ye de mo see 5 hours pe ye be kan ya bedum nana kufu do president no ye kunya so sana mo ka che Ghana for ye ba remains na mo koyo ye dundu ne ba enti mo kwa mbe fa so a mo be se Ghana for asene no mo so because dum so no bank wa dia se mo ye nyuma ti se die ye be ko be de ye mo batiri ye na ye hwe budget na ba ye no so ayade a mo so o mo nyempuntu juma dia ayade a o mo be se die Ghana company be gina enti ye bo mo abaso se de mo de ba ye no ya so ne mo PP ye nim se 2028 ye tutu ye nyuma yi a be ba ye nya complain Ghana for na nto abanti atiaye
ya ma me faunsia na no pay min call studio 2 ya Asanita no a social commentator the ever diabolic Clement Boateng Guta vice president ena afi Dr. Gideon Buako MP Tano North Ahafo region perifo mi ensa ena atnasie Obeni Clement Mache
Nana ya meje also na eh diabolism there you can't there say na ya o na number 1 o
Obi awati mi dia be vice president na me dey ko number 1
Eza
na was we
yo
Mati ati say
wako nana
Guta for ho ye
obi a ho ye
e dey radio ase
ya ho ye
Obaya
nana
Mache
yenia
na ho te say
nyame hira me
e dey radio ase ho efe pa otadi fatal pa
that's pa
ne mo ko pama ya no aka onu akuma why
mate
ene so hia
nyame den
e be boa pa government eno a ultimate budget no kakra
nana metie kakra seja se na wo hwe menu mienu tuntuntuntum media na onim se asempapa enifie but esan seja efa businesses hunti na ese menya daje na metie enti metie
na wo tuntum na ase ene sen because me de obi an me se me ma me afrim
esa
na wo tuntum no ase kire sen
ene na me nso wamo makwanya idie na afide kasie ya metse so anopei de me de beto adwadifu e wogana nyina anim se won vice president make asa CCA Mr. Clement Boateng me mame wo twanani ahwedan nyame boa yememende ebe ni na wotwe 22nd of March ɛna yɛbɛdi ne na awɔtwe ɛwɔ Koforidua betom baabi wɔ hɔ a yɛfrɛ no Geolate Photos a ɛbɛn Koforidua Jackson's Park tie hɔ na mimi dɛ ɛbɛn na awɔtwe 22nd of March yɛbɛdi ne na awɔtwe
ɛne mema wo ne abusua nyinaa yɛakɔ why
nana medase pa
ma yɛakɔ na ɛno na wotie ɛyi no na ɛte sɛ edwom te sɛn
nana o kan budget nana okay yeah nana budget ne deɛ generally no metimi aka sɛ ɛyɛ in the sense sɛ o hwɛ taxes bi a na yɛfrɛ no nuisance taxes a wabɛyiyi afi hɔ no deɛ a ɛyɛ na asɛm kakra mɛka afa ho no ɛyɛ one or two of our expectations bi a baako had to do with tax bi a over 10 years ni yɛtua successive government a abako nyinaa no ɛyɛ na yɛ expect sɛ in the presentation of budget no won be yi ade afi but enra enso no ɛyɛ minister of finance sa tax no wanye den wanyi emfi wo on san I extend no at the court 2028 na no ɛyɛ special import levy of 2% no I just say calculate with duty na ma wo no you sign the additional 2% special eka ho ema o san yeden o san etua enti na ye expect senka no on be ye fio nanso won anyi ya san extend no at the call 2028 maken no awie no ade ba kon so ananka ye hwe nim se on be making mention of it the fixed rate import duty was spare parts so on kasa ena won ye se anyame adom na se on betran konwa no so a fixed rate on duties on spare parts no on be na fixed rate enti me mfa no se ukra 20 footer container spare parts ba na se ebia 10,000 ena yede be ma se tua na 10,000 na obetua na ebia handling charges e ka ho no why then watua na oma container so ko se 40 footer so a ebia me mfa no se ye fix no ebia 20,000 na say 20,000 na obetua what your handling charges na oma container so now ye den o de ko intina yenim say enka on be making mention of that fixed rate you know nanka at least you know ye they are started spare parts now as time goes on no ebia ya extending no e they call the other commodities but and also no yante and also ehun asem. But apart from these two issues, I'm Canadian. O share other taxes are nyina yenima on yi ediefi odia and our things no VAT reforms because one of our major issues and so had to do with the VAT regime yedi ejuma wo omemu sesei enti o hwe and so reforms on introduce na you sure say as time goes on no yebe kan ho asem enti no overview of the budget ne there make us say nana eye
okay enti ma yenhwe taxes ya wo kan ho asem ne ade na fa ye ko edwom eja mo na mokra ne ma no ba ene ade ansa ne yebedu hai die ne mo akwansi die pa
ya kwansi die pa no as the business community ne there number 1 no na exchange rate because nyina yenim say omeya ye woman import driven country even though ye produce enema ne bi wo ha there but enema na he na ye produce wo ha almost about 90% of enema ye use wo omemu ha no ni nyina no ye den ye kra na ye be kra banso a ehia amanoni sika ena ye de ayeden ye de akra sanema no e de aba enti setembia no eye sidi no na hoodin no etiko fem na amanoni sika no ekosoro a eya na insunsuanso a e de brain ewo adwadie so no eya na enye papa because odwadeni bia ni ho a sebe oye Father Christmas obe sesan sika e de akofa enema awa manoni na ɔde bɛba abedu ɔman mu ha na based on the exchange rate na or this is sika no so be try as much as possible say obey den obey make some margins nti e ban sana na enema bo no na eye den na ekosoro na inflation so e de ne ho eye den jim nti your number one challenge you know the exchange rate and yi exchange rate nso fi ho duties and so another challenge na duties no me no e ka say o hwe line taxes of levies taxes and levies are tuya as far as import duties are concerned it's almost about 22 lines and unti na utuya sa duties ya na enonso no ema oniema bo no so ye den oniema bo no so ekọ esoro ni edi ho bi nso no the interest rate ye bobisia ewo omemu ha banks interest ye tua no ade eye den soro pa soro enti o kan nyina boma na che say these are the challenges are confront to business community no and it tem bia no ema the cost of doing business ewo omemu ha no ekosoro because a ban sana only any bia option bia say obeka say obe passing on to the consumer but yes you need say consumer no already no consumer no the purchasing power na nkasa na nyeden eni ho enti no otu niam no so a eno an say wokwa na wakọ transport ho woti ho saa obi anyeden obi a emma emeto bibia yenso yenim say business we travel on turnover because e bia wakọje facility our banker say utimi eton bibi na sika no yeden facility wakọje no odi ekokotua nti e ban say wokotra ho na say yen tohwe sana na eyade a na hadwin enti no these are the challenges the business community no you go through as far as trading is concerned.
Okay, medase penny I tell the case say ora Clement Boateng Guta vice president the Guta Ghana Dwedifo Nkabumku omo etitani abedi akire eno no ya sanita no social commentator of no tie budget no e ko say ana
me kwantie kakra ma memfa akwanyen so na menchia wono production team na menchia me ne pen na me na share nana it is only right for a member of Guta to say budget in the neye and so Ministra Mecca say we are heading towards a one party state per this particular budget and you can because I have come to realize over and over again the two administrators are or more years so in the Fourth Republic no budget ahoro a omodia bano entumi fansun so a ebema business community any ordinary person ne ho ahehan to the point anka epe na maybe basu no kropo no it is important say me digress a little bit na me enko Guta fo mu kakra I think say Guta in my opinion they are doing something wrong in my opinion no normal anka say omo esre aban anaso omo hye aban say aban enye emwa oman no amomo so omo ho atomo no some of them they are not asking it is worrying of course say a particular tax na omo expect to say ankana aban be ye free ho our over the past decade or so aban anti hori I want to believe say before say aban we be baso no omo ye stakeholder engagement and in that engagement no I don't know if they put that particular situation across to the current administration but however it was or however it is now I will advise Guta say as a big association as you are look inward kakra Now, as an association of this nature, you also come together and venture into some agriculture, something. No mamokrabado do no. There are some of them that can be produced or done in Ghana. Why don't you come together and establish something that will also produce normal momoko krefiama no neba? We are no free one. I have never heard any.
Maybe my to first point. I say, Guta no. Ever say be a omokra anwabra it Guta for no embeya anwa Ghana. Is that what you are saying?
Yes, it is not difficult. Say, omo be put to scale together. No more establish a processing plan for such a thing. Yes, it's an association, and you can venture into business. We are no free one. Demands omo make it from Abambia or Bebano. I have never heard them or any economist say or propose to say it is very important. Say we'll go back to the basics of the old. Now, yeah, shipping lines, no, yeah, the beba. Nana, yeah, billions of dollars at the foreign shipping airlines. Foreign shipping lines. Says Kano, day in, day out, every Ghana, yensem, ye bottom, ye coffesim. I would have expected, say, once upon a time or once a while, Guta, ebe impressive on Abanse. I didn't know won't fa a can to cash. Now won't crash some cargo ships about 10 BM. Because on cargo ships, you so your bottoms can get too. We have a lot of mineral resources. We can leverage on it to ensure, say, either Germany, Japan, or China, able to me are supplying about 10 cargo ships. It's a can see a triama amanonefua a nufi yen ye confess more Ghana hano would have stayed in Ghana to strengthen the economy. In the industry, we say the exchange rate are okay. That aspect probably could have cushioned us to make the exchange rate stable. But maintain that because omufi say abaya juma ye ni biara. But I don't believe in that cliche. Ye dey abetri ye ho so as Ghanaians say, oh abaya juma de ye nye na private sector no kwa na no. Of late, especially the capitalist administration of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, or let me say NPP, their mantra is to ensure that they will create the enabling environment for the private businesses to thrive. No? This time around, they came and they collapsed the private sector through taxes. And why don't you advise government? Said you will be proposing. Na yen sanfa yankasa. Yes, shipping line Emra. Yen fire airlines and also Emra, at least I know crop of 5. We cannot sit here as I keep on saying. Now you ma Burkina why you cool 2021. Now is industrializing more than Ghana. The speed at which they are industrializing. Ebeka kakrebi yen to me cry anything in it raw from Enfi Burkina. And yes, you may want to say Guta has no business in doing business. I'm from Adriamo. Among for a dria a brew. Nigeria for about or more northern region who dria brew, they are taking it out of the country, etc. And the little things are momo fee say we have a competitive and comparative advantage in Ghana. Nankamoso. More soon be say association. Mukrapombe bank. You can establish your own bank. Say the buyer getting loan and etc. And don't a buyer easy kakramana. Menko was so. Efa budget no. The budget, in my opinion, to say the probably will lead us into one party state. Again, let me digress a bit. Kwame Nkrumah established one party state lawfully. Yeah, referendum. Emma Ghana for you to say a one party state. You before Antia said that is NPP be seen there. And their minority group almost is minutest minority, I should say, or mini micro minority, shows us say. There is something happening now, 2028. So more anyo number year. MP so mubenyano. And chebia, it will be a case of if you can't beat them, join them. NDC is on a trajectory to the point per this budget. Ubia enya samboni bia nkamfa hono. So omutumi deliver. I can assure you, Sanana, in the next decade or two, let me say the next 2 decades, we may have one party state. And it will boil down to the fact that Baba G administration And na asante mayan kasa to omonum to the way the pattern of voting has changed. Into per this budget, yenim say NDC administration under Mahama, when they were leaving government in 2017, we all knew about the debt to GDP ratio of about 57, right? And people by Romo could be beyond 100%. Mind-boggling. And for astute economists, lawyers, the messages we got. Don't forget, the NPP inherited 3 oil fields. There was one under Kufuor, which Mahama Mills inherited. And then later on, Mahama's administration fought to bring in 2 new oil fields. So NPP came to meet these 3 good oil fields. Gas processing plant. Both His Excellency Kufuor Mahama had about 7.5 billion euro bond. And under NPP, they have over 11 billion euro bond. Nana, and so Bank of Ghana printed about 35 billion and I think 32 billion, respectively, cedis into the economy. And so the economic buffer pillars that was left for the NPP, Heritage Fund, Sinking Fund, ESLA, your friend is saying a stabilization fund. Many funds were left for you to come and meet monies averagely about 200 million cedis or dollars in the various accounts. Where did this monies go? If you compare 7.5 billion between Ura Kufuor and Ura Mahama, development tangible ones. Compare the 11 billion of NPP. Now, if you do the comparison, would you be fair if you say that NDC didn't perform? And the Kufuor, is it Kufuor Eurobond 750 or so? I would say they perform better than NPP and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And like I sat here and said, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo never came with a party plan. He never came with a national plan. He never followed the manifesto, but he came with a family plan to destroy his party and destroy the nation Ghana. Into the budget that was read yesterday, the promises made, we have all witnessed the fact to say, yes, they have followed suit. But BBI a precedent any COVID levy no. But you know, I bet you much why the COVID levy no abe precedent in the sense that it is embedded because of the IMF programs in Intino ye. But Anna, I want to believe say what I listened to yesterday from Honorable Kesel Atoforsen. The business community will have a breather. Indeed, it is up to the business community to also continuously engage. Consistently, no, criticize them constructively, but be a monim say no, and more being can say, oh, me NDC affiliated, no, and this is what has sunk this nation. Ye person surasem, and now ye kuyen talk what is a sabi a punching talker. And and radio see what your friend is saying, your friend is saying, Parliament regards the budget, no. I feel strongly say, going forward, no, if they stick to the tenet of development, if they stick to the tenet of lower borrowing, but consistently again, to be able to ensure that the CD to the dollar exchange, no, a better stable, not a better buono. In this very first year, no, the speed at which this government should enter into agriculture should be unprecedented. That is the first primary cause. And I have also proposed the renegotiation of our mineral deals. Ebebua, Gold Board is here to help. And so I don't know what else the NPP would say about this budget. Bema Ghana for Jatum say budget we are be ready and run. Sebe.
Yeah, then Baku miensa na wo hu no budget no mu a amawani agisa no.
Nana, you're complaining about nurses training allowance, teacher training allowance. In fact, it is one of the issues. There be abeye emphasis will be between the mouths of the two political parties. We blame will be we see me tria, we see one tria. Allocations has been made. The $10 billion big push has also been mentioned. Say monies will be made available to ensure. Say,
sir, big push. No, now $10 billion and our cities.
I think cities rather. I think it should be cities. 10 billion. I have to check their manifesto and maybe make some correction. But I'm sure, say, we all know about something 10 billion big push, right?
Because maybe that big push now $10 billion.
Dollars.
But the who now 13 billion cities.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably they have recalculated based on the economic situation we find ourselves in now. And
recalculated what?
I mean, their stand. It's sort of say, Obi na ya on Sanagine. You understand? $10
billion.
$10 billion. And did you say they are saying 13?
Yeah, and the budget 13 point, I think 13
something cities.
Yeah, billion cities. Yeah.
Well, the reasons for which they came out with 13, probably they could explain. They can explain to us. If we are we have the Women's Bank coming, which will not discriminate. Say for party card brands and if this bank is implemented, I'm sure it is going to help a lot of people. Allocations to various people, assembly personnel, and as assemblymen. So see, I know ama omu etimwa yom de. Assemblyman yere na man nyina hu say enemi kunu ba benya allowance. For that matter, no. Omu ko vote, which party do you think they will vote for? Enti Semekase NPP very soon probably would be the case of if you can't beat them, join them. Understand me. And we are on a trajectory of one party state if NDC performs better. And so the allocations, the removal of certain nuisance taxes, etc., etc.
So the front page of today's edition of Daily Post says government allocates $279 million to Gold Board, 13.85 billion Ghana cedis to Big Push. So Big Push here. 13.8 billion Ghana cedis.
13.8 billion Ghana cedis. Yeah. Probably we may have to ask why that quantum reduction. I don't know if it is for the first year or whatever it is. And I don't know if they are going to tell us that by the close of
the year.
I mean, some betting I catch say by the time you be in fear nine, now just say be or more disburse the rest of the money they promised us. Right? And yes, will be na on na dream. In this almost some say wait could be a start. And a coding system no so or more I say and also a bebwa a mebruno a bebwa Ghana phone. In the near future no, we will have brilliant students in their young and youthful ages no, they can do wonders. Maybe say Meba is a friend saying software developer. And he's doing wonders. I'm surprised, because but he's done so well. He attended Ghana Telecom, and I am just shocked about the kind of things that he does. Right? And we will get a lot of people in that manner, and these are going to be the human capital for this country in terms of building a nation.
Finally, Asana Mako Openi Clement Sono. Biakase Boshenko. Ena ehun adwuma ye no so enko e bo hye de politicians ya de pa e de na ma wo ya sanita no wo sa gidie ni say because ya kan budget munti chenchina achia ye be.
Nana, my answer in a very simple manner.
Okay.
I have absolute confidence in John Dramani Mahama and Professor Jena Nopukajma in the sense that John Mahama does not say things and pretend that Mamin can be his demeanor, his commitment to developing the nation, if you compare to Nanado, we have seen it now. If you look at Honorable Kesela so we share Professor Minim Kapapa, we don't know we share Yura Kesel Atoforcing. Or no so the demeanor and his commitment in ensuring said John Mahama will succeed. And also you or more opposition, ne stand, ne debate about the economy. No more the big bonting. And now Mahama being his last term in office, no. The standard that he has set, who are be messing up, no. We can see from his eyes that he will be fired. Me as I sit here, I can see say, Ebia endu afeba kone bosomo emotri. Reshuffle will come. because there's a backlog of microform so person enter into why am portfolio. Don't see it as an opportunity to amass what? See it as a responsibility to serve Ghana and make the party shine. Otherwise, say muko dicha, yeah, no shika krano, you back criticize them. We do it constructively, both constructively, and yeah, as I said, the diabolic for my the BFM. You understand? But I believe that they will perform.
Any only diabolic presidents on a studio. Yao Asanita no entertain and Kano social commentator Clement Boating a good vice president Clemento.
Yeah, no.
What you near also budget no or no such an adrian found. Then I'll say or can be mintio.
Yo, and before I may go into budget, you know, I'm say mini presentation or beside me raise issues be make us an anchor expectation say ebianka on be ye no fima 1 year fima on Sunday abemuno now bisa say whether say ye engage one Emma yedisa and 7 to 1 mana as my make a say engagement there ye engage one pa in a run up to the election almost all the flag bearers you know ye engage one Emma even on the part of NDC crowd their manifesto team nankasa no ye engage on Emma ye the sa issues eto wenim enti fine ebia this time around na say bia on enye mfiwa but me problem ne or making specifically say 2% special tax in there ebe adwuma until 2028 and which means in the subsequent budget no prayer be nya dia on be dey on be a few, but we will still continue to yes engage them. And I feel so we raise the issue of say Argentina ABA yentimi form some partnership now go into local production. I know the idea di hujuma because some of our executives no crown they already into local production. One produce 1 or 2 enema and even with the coming in of this 24-hour economy in Croano, we've had engagement with Mr. Guzitano, who is in charge of this 24-hour. The proposals is about manufacturing. And the idea, and you say be a good tano, kotobeton kuana, there because our ultimate is to move and as migrate from trading into manufacturing. And you say trading in kuana there. And niamano, angasa ye ton say menye bi kra Ghana ha. Adetina metro play with all the risk. Masanko ako high hotel, ako daho with the expenses involved and sana makoton niamano edi abaha. In time biano good na ya sama ye kra ye kan say abino identify AGI because AGI for one factories one production abino identify where your competitive advantage a bit me produce niema no in volumes not even within the sub region croano yetimi ayeden yetimi I export to at the coho and no be boost yen currency na tembia no yede ko ahochirem no but when him say manufacturing nankasa no it also has its own challenges when it comes to issues of tariffs and of utilities and money ade and finance and so there a problem and sa issues no say aban etimi address it na or back it up the locally manufacturers now. I think say we can make headway now. Like I said, na bebia because enye name bia na ebet ma produce wa but bebia ye competitive advantage and as a comparative advantage now ye betimi produce in volumes na e dey call even sub region crown say eno yetimi ye dey yetimi eye enti guta no sebe binye kotobeton no nko a na eye de and you talk about the shipping lines say at least
in your own bank.
Yes, our own bank to be frank during the time of Alan when he was the trade minister yene Alan eduhu enkomo he gave us consultant krana yene consultant eye adwuma ekwanim kakra but emuana abatui edebaya abansisen aba enti once aban foforo aban we will still continue to pursue it because idea say yanka say nya ye banker ebe den ebe boa yen in terms of interest rates enom ne ade no ebe boa yen ama yetimi ayeden yetimi etu anammo akoyedim enti no yebe pursue with the coming of this new government no yebe pursue ne say the setting up of a traders bank no ebetimi aye feasible na when it comes to the shipping lines no yenyina yenim say after the demise of Kwame Nkrumah no ye cargo ships and as ships ani ewo nyina no ayeden aye hwekra na ye enti yene shippers authority won so yene nkita ho eye pa enti no yebekoso de ato wanim say yenu Professor Jampo ono na owo obae yakoma no akwaba yakokochia no enti eguso ene ne didi nkomo yebekoso didi san nkomo no yahwe say at least yebenya one or two cargo ships bia yebetimi de ayeden de akofa enema fiama no ne aba ebeboy now na coming to the budget like I said yenyina yenim say won we taxes bi dia yeden e a few na area bakonso a won erezi ya is the setting up of the women's bank because Guta we have a very formidable women's ring say wonya emwobi esa de ema yema na ebetimi ayeden ebetimi aboa won pa but say capital no seed capital na won I register say no I know the MC so 53.1 million Ghana cedis as a seed capital I know the MC Sika is akakra because if you want to set up a new government a new if you want to set up a new bank crana in capital minimum requirement is about 400 million Ghana cedis and the 53 million there say idea is kakranti best say on emfebinya den enka ho more because ma ye kedwadie pa Ghana ha ma na ye den edidwa more say mema enti say sika we ni there mitimu say sika isakra enti won hwe na on febinya den on febi enka ho afi there are some enema bi wo ho a obobo so a eno nso no say ebeboa because okania maybe to say cut the issue of VAT no na me ka say na ye one of our expectations say enka obeka bibi about the duty regime as I say your woman say because they say duty regime my woman your levies and taxes and kwama 22 and no as I say utu as sika we nyina ansa na wetimi ayeden wetimi ajiu niema na ade bako a hawum pa the VAT a wosa enema makomako 22 because utua the import duty na nkasa so a utua import VAT your import VAT wo ha obetua na eya na bebre no the import VAT no kra no eno ankasa no eso sen the import duty na oyeden utua no because of the cascading effect na ewo VAT so no if you say
there hin cascading effect
no on say the VAT na ankasa no the standard rate no 15% and na ye de 2.5% get fund edi account ansa na yedi 2.5% national health insurance edi account ansa na 1% covid levy yedi aba account enu nko amount 6% enti wo de beka the standard of 15% na ehon nko ano amount about 22% enti yesa na enu na more that cascading effect no eyeden edi ba no ye work that import VAT no edi to so enye no nko an there is eyi wo ho a utua eyi network charge. There is a network charge. Utua network charge. A network charge na wetua no. And also no your VAT. Your VAT obesen tua e dey aka network network duty no ho. Na eno no and no and this are the cascading effect in here then e de eba no and this time now one ebe decouple this the get fund, the national health insurance, and then the 1% COVID levy no be decoupled efi VAT no. That means they are going to use only the 15%. Yes, they are going to use only the 15% as the VAT you be working at the audit no at the amount, and therefore that cascading effect will not work anymore. Afensu no o can say VAT nankasa no one ekoseke there are going to be reforms, and they are going to seek the assistance of World Bank, IMF, technical assistant team bia on be na on ye reforms ama VAT, because VAT is one of the issues goods and are raising over the years, because we think the VAT regime as it pertains currently is not the best. I think can say IMF technical team started putting in reforms now or better set tax force, VAT tax force. VAT tax force no be set on be stakeholder engagement. Now we share all the various stakeholders na ya make input. Now you make input na afi ho na VAT no ye be kire ni sibia, whether say it will be a one regime I be cut across and I say still ano ye be chichemu and I say ye nchichem. Nti hono a very critical a year guta na the power, because one of the issues ya raising over the years. Say VAT regime ne there enye papa senior ye wo 3 regimes, the standard, the flat rate, and then by way of the threshold no one so one ye then one en charge cry because they don't meet the threshold now GRA asset. Meanwhile all these 3 category of people are operating in the same market, and a consumer no so obebeto ade na emre bia nhye no say say okoto ade no obi a wa register VAT and obi a on register VAT no, and because of the cascading effect na me catch on time bia no wa register VAT no e ma woni ma bo no ye den woni ma bo no ekosoro enti consumer no ba okobe onipa on register VAT no akoye den no akoto enema no na odeko enti VAT no de ye depa say ye be reforms e wo ho na afi no ye hu the actual year ye de be den ye de be ejuma
mate medase ya asanita no a on the ogidi say NDC vote me here near ma hihye budget yi mu a MPP begu na ya be one party state any ade ya so da so gina ho nana o gina ho okay dey be na ka budget no
nana budget no to say the American I don't think say made that mercy the pillars and I said the key thematic areas of the budget concerning development was spelled out, and I'm not an economist, but I want to believe say abano also or tesu sesiano enimdi oye. I also want to believe say even the opposition they know what the government of the day wants to do regards their allocations yenyina beto yenimno. And yes, I'm sure we are all happy about it. But at the the press conference organized by the minority, the assertions and insinuations regards monies they left when they were going out of government this year, January, compared to what the NDC left January 2017, thereabout. Now, the Honorable Minister, the former Finance Minister, never referred anything to the exchange rate at the time of 2017 January, and then the 2024 January when they were leaving office. Because I think he made mention of the growth rate. Was it 7 point something he mentioned? And he mentioned a certain figure. Probably I need to watch the video again. And then he compared that to, was it reserves? I think so. The Omujaye and the NDC Jaye. And I was like, I thought he would go ahead to, as it were, mention the difference at the time, the exchange rate, inflation, debt to GDP, etc., etc. But he just went on. and then he
and then they will treat Kokrokoo.
And actually obe one ho sekan and as a friend is saying betting tax no. It be among you have more knowledge for betting tax no than me. Now as far as I'm concerned, no case as within 1 hour. Now amount for you move your phone so I am say ya tell me nkrofo win e honam ho say san nkrofo deal because balances are na ye hunu na more we chese nkrofo na omo deeper until they just started posting say omoboa omote we want to know, especially now that doctor is here. Now one chire say so omote you so want you so more implement you where were those deductions going? I want to pray say he will be able to let us know how it happened, because here in him say it was implemented around August. Unless you want to tell me, say, implementation is different from operationalization. But as far as I'm concerned, so far so good regards the budget.
Okay. I don't know. One party state in Ubano.
Nana the idea because one said no more to me and can be cry yet so negative for budget no. And for the first time, I think the minority behaved themselves. They were very calm. They respected their colleague. Their colleague delivered, and I'm sure they realized that yes, they have been finance ministers, but this is one of a few, a young gentleman who, as it were, understands the economic situation of this country. And probably, if you talk about economics, he is good at it. He is good as
only man can
we good now fiscal crabbing to me can wo twi minim said is can twi into no fiscal aspect now where you're so good, and he has knowledge in the say monetary aspect and so where it is a responsibility of Bank of Ghana to deal with. Until with the two together, I'm sure say Ghana we are on a good course now. The minister of money says they should dispense it and as I spend it judiciously to ensure to cut across the nation in terms of development.
Matemeda say ya asane tano ena okasa sisi ano ansana ya obekasa no mote Clement Boateng we guta vice president na tano no thamna shebedwani Dr. Gideon Boako ababeka yensa doc akwaba
Major so chairman so sama yele na me wo sister station UTV
nanka me so ma unko fie crowd nanka me say uwi anka kojo ma unko fie
me do hanas omo twemi wo honte so me koye wo akra na me beto me nuanu mo ha
ene da kojo ase because me nkwada anka ma unko fie
so won wo ye sofo onye sofo uni ayo sofo so sofo mo ho kra ba ko se
enya hwe
Pastor Collins me chia uni are de so wa nya me dia
zao Doc according to your sanita no tie budget and no asene mo ankasa mo ye din na mo tio mo bomutinko mo anya ho asem money bia anka ne de se NDC aban yere no ho no the budget we adwuma pa se de si call no ano a I hear 2028 about no mududo no abeka ko join NDC because everydo of them people go budget ne de hye nkran ye de bia eti abonten ye ka mo na mo suas kasem ho ade enti Kranche no a ebema Gideon Boako next time on the ticket of NDC no and the ban na
so do be a Ghana for you're so much interested in negatives nti many apanika say yetna ho according to parliamentary rules no actually the ato force kai ni nyina no ade a yaji atum nti na ye din sa no eduru ba bia se nipa bi eda suban bi edi na esese ye bon abaso a esese etimika Ghana your parliament ye yama na ya asa ya choka parliament. The time minority took a decision say unnecessary noise need the eduru ba bia esese ye hu how a ebesi organize, especially when we are talking about money issues. And a normal finance minister be already budget. Ghana for you so much interested. Your normal be simply parliamentary issues yani in-house ne ya hu dede kakra ne ade. But we felt said no, we have to let calm prevail. Na yiwia the SCA can be ano yaka ya preliminary press conference and ra ya me adoma wochina and na ya signal say you hold a major press conference to deal with the issues in the budget. But to say minority for anye dede o man to budget no ho pen o man can some rough for ho nti it's not encouraging good behavior, to be honest with you. But Cardinal, on a more serious note, aban bia prepare the budget so obehwe kwane obefa so obenye sika ene kwane obefa so obe spend sika ne de odebeye enti budget bia ba etisa sabio your class my chade me professor Bako, Professor Joseph Magnus Frimpong, there be no casem say there is no foolish question in this world. To you teacher ni na ko chade na school ni bi busa questioner as I say who say anya hwe nyansa bi yede to the same way finance minister about prepare a budget or the member parliament ya oba bia eya strength eya good baby also or we ni say be we dia enye kra. That is how you do comprehensive analysis. E ba na me ni apanyini e kasa efa VAT issues so enyina yenim say Ghana your VAT system and the kind of tax regime I practice in Ghana is problematic because okoto ade baako na your listed components in the mawa hwane NHI hwane this hwane this hwane we keka nyina abomu no na ma ade ne bo no akosoro enti over the years eno an ya practice ababesi ne VAT na ankasa won ye de ehun krabata bebre ababa keka ho COVID-19 levy hwane component national health insurance ne no kon ba bebre e wo mu se ni nyina e wo purpose a ye de sa sika na ebenya ne ye nanso kwan bi wo ha ye fa so ye na ebeyi yana eno nti na abeka ya somewhere 2022 former vice president Baumia LED team called Estonia. Because the whole world, open countries are more the most efficient VAT systems. Estonia nikaya na chese de bekesa. Tibaumia di team called Estonia. Say ya pese ya team VAT mo tax system no tax regime na se. Na ya hwese ye yebi wo Ghana ebeyi ya na se ni. The team na called Estonia I think 2022 or early 2023. The Baumia Bayan was no based on Estonia for system. Ghana your tax regime your VAT system no han as I say yini nyina free ho. Na ye the friend of flat rate tax. They said na menu apanyi can say there are different handles of it. To be sure throughout Baumia or free Estonia Bayan or started say or advocating for flat rate tax regime. Na or kasa yenyi sa VAT ni sa no mani nyina na simplify the tax system no na e mananya simple say na Ghana ni bia sorry otimi calculate ni ntoto so dudu no na yama ya to no so nyasa ni all these components ahodo bebre no in free ho tie no mu ana na aban ahya ase e introduce bibi to say emissions tax bibi to say betting tax ene nkro ne ba Emma Sabreno, even though you're part of government, President Kufuor government, or can say, yes, or you're part of the government, but no one says, Sato Winano, if you were into obey your man penina, obey your free. But at that time, no question Ghana for Bibusa only say, oh, yeah, vice president. What can I buy no? It is a free say, and yet na oba obey your free. I don't know any free horses here. But of course, a legitimate question. But the truth is also that, and you're not a finance minister, and he was not the president. President be on vision. Did the president then vision is a Sato Obekaya 2020, a Kunya mini apani to Suhaya. And about me about how no comes if I can interview. Na 11 cramai, and about me I can't say. sɛ kɔba sɛ yɛde tuo bi bɛba a yɛbɛtase momo ne electronic transaction no on support to saa toɔ no before e-levy even came to bear. But aban na ɔte hɔ make it decide sɛ yɛbɛyɛ ɔyɛ one person ɔntumi nyɛ nti ɛnɛ ɛyɛ sɛ e-levy President Mahama ka sɛ ɔbɛyi afiri hɔ Baumia ka sɛ ɔbɛyi afiri hɔ COVID-19 levy Mahama ka sɛ ɔbɛyi Baumia ka sɛ ɔbɛyi whatever doubts people had whether Baumia bɛyɛ because ɔyɛ part of the government, that one is a different thing, but it shows his commitment sɛ ɔyɛ vice president wa aban bi mu na ɔno a na ban de nhyehyɛeɛ bi aba na ansa na e-levy bɛba kwa no wɔtumi anya akokoduro abɛtena radio so aka sɛ ɔno ɔnsupporto na waka sɛ meba meyi afiri hɔ akyerɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ bibi ma Ghanafoɔ hu sɛ nye obia no benya akokoduro aban a ɔwɔ mu aka bibi sa abato kan ɛnɛ President Mahama aba atofo sɛ aba parliament ɔsɛ wɔyi e-levy na afiri hɔ fantastic idea. COVID-19 levy ɛno ano wansisu dua sɛ wɔyi na mmom ɔne IMF for no bɛtena ase ayɛ nhyehyɛeɛ bi ama it has to go through a lot of discussions and sana obetime ayi afiri hɔ, and I understand that because IMF for no so they haven't shown any alternative replacement for the revenue shortfalls. There's an issue. There's some other Sony IMF for the transfer. It is a good idea. There's nowhere say e-levy kwa sika e-levy component at the beto adia or beto bosono. Emma says it lessens the burden of the taxpayer. That is so important to establish. The other things on say. And our finance minister no born no more be so yenso yehuni say a bit problematic to accept in the sense say o create impression be say oyi eto mako ensia na afiri ho, but kadna in effect enye ensia eye miensa because emissions tax also oyi afiri ho no aban our fees no one charge obia emission stars obekaya a braba omia ka say aban call parliament say opeso de emission tax ba aba omia ba bonte beka say ono obeye president obeyi emission stars free ho. It became a lot of discussion even in government. Benum say oh aban no munti adentina ye say na o ka de foforo and then nko ba some of the conversations you can put them out, but whether a based on sa comment no and na say a finance minister na buy decision mo hu yen later finance minister babonte beka say emission tax no omo na kai afedi omo nya enye bio eti emission tax President Kufuor buy and charge Ghana ni bia emission tax. It is out to force a ban na ka so be ye free ho a question ye busa na say ade na ni ho yan charge obi a ti wo ye free ho anything. That is one thing. Then the tosumi no VAT on motor vehicle insurance. Or see obeyi sa to no so afiri ho. Meanwhile, yete what Ghana has this year. Obia ni ho wotua VAT on motor vehicle insurance. Any ho. Eti ade a any ho also beyi afiri ho anything. Nobody our Ghana ha wotua VAT on motor vehicle insurance. Sa to no ni ho. Nti ade na also be ye free ho eno so yehu ne se no kwadie bi amam etoso miensa na de controversy aba also obeyi 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings and odi into brackets betting tax eba be share eno na former finance minister Ami Twe na adwene si say menia waka emission tax obeyi free ho eni ho VAT on motor vehicle insurance so be ye free ho any ho 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings and also any ho esan say President Akufo-Addo aban and charge Ghana ni bia 10% on lotto winnings any ho and I will say sa 10% on lotto winnings no eno ane betting tax and yes debi why am from so 10% on lotto winners, withholding tax on lotto winners. A different from sport betting tax na yedim no. Yedim say President Akufo-Addo aban at the sport betting tax ebai. Yenu anom ranti ane mabawa ekotwa sport bet obi a Ghana ha bi ani say sport betting tax ye jiwa ha. Eno na yenim say NDC aban ka ho asem so obetwam na Baomia so ka ho asem so obetwam it is a wo ba parliament at the mraba se wo besesa to bi atwa to bi ma you very explicit. Sir Mr. Speaker, I will abolish the 10% sport betting tax. But oko kan no ma mienu bom. Ana kadna me nim sebe ya yeko school yenso ya brofo kese. Me bo ma community day secondary school na me koye. Ansa na me ko presec bechem. Ti bia me brofo no na nru momo de no. Sa wo try ade. Now we try 10% withholding tax on lotto winners. Now the into brackets betting tax esha bracket ma. E dia hepa na wo emphasis wo so. Enya dia esha bracket mu no. Eti finance minister language na ode ba parliament ni asema ode ba ye ne tax na. Osi o siki so be year free ho no. 10% withholding tax on lotto winners. And why into bracket betting tax. And na I mean, and I'm saying no. So 10% withholding tax on lotto winners, no, and now person will friend the betting tax. Yeah, and charges are what you describe as betting tax. No. And Kadna, it is true. President Akufo-Addo abai and charge 10% tax withholding tax on lotto winners. You can ubet me busa obi a oye lotto adwuma bia. Eti confusion, no, created by Ato Forcing. Now the entire Kadna, what doubts say Ato is not prepared to deal with the sport betting tax, and he said, unim his position on sport betting. Or say ye bonnet tini kwa say yesuso sukra wo Ghana ha. Oba parliament no. Or the emredu or sase no so or bobo so emredu ba parliamenta. Or seeking amendments to those acts. So person wo di 12 for ba. And now sisa to be a what the home ra ekomra shebadwafie eti obe lay this budget no and o lay sa no money nyina wo together so basically amendment no be how the to for ba be how yi to be afri ho sa emre do na wo de ba parliament say yenhwe ne nyina so money nyi to be free ho na fa to from ra no emra na at this sport betting tax e ba ye no oba parliament no wan fa sa emra na nka ho. Because sport betting tax, it came with the Income Tax Amendment Act 2023, Act 1096. Sa Act eduna atofo de ba Parliament nra. Sa yenyen sachraye wom na ma ni nyina so ensesa emra bi enyi to bi mfiri ho no. Emra na ekofa sport betting tax by wan fa no ama. Etisa odi bibi sa ba no wan fa no anka ho. Na o tre ade no language no ukogina to foforo eni ho so na wo ka se ye friend no betting tax na e kire se wan kasa wakoma mu no onye prepare sa sport betting tax be ye free unti Kadna I can tell you on authority budget ye kitami so wo kan free page 1 ekosi the end Kadna this budget up atofo se de ba minister de ba nra o kan free page 1 Eko see the end. Baby, anywhere. Watch rest obey sport betting tax free. There's nowhere in this budget. Our finance minister explicitly.
Any kind of saying.
Baby, also obey 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings, and yet the same as betting tax. And oh yeah, into bracket betting tax. So in this budget,
we are the kind of mentality, and yes, I will. Because Obian himself will try betting tax.
No, you see, I am Rasam Nayakao.
Are you not misleading us?
No, this is the budget. Obiati finance minister. Oh, statement now, Kayana. You can read from that. The statement is a abridged version of this. Or say, Mr. Speaker, we will abolish the 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings, otherwise referred to as betting tax. And I'm telling you, sir, 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings, and yet the same as the sport betting tax now. There are two different things. One is under National Lotteries Authority. One is under Gaming Commission. The 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings, under National Lottery Authority. Busa Samia Woku, and answer fair, NDC Panini or Hosesia Busane say, or charge 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings. No. But 10% sport betting tax no under gaming commission and no yɛmmerante ne maba ɔmo twa ɔmo tua enti ɛyɛ simple confusion na finance minister na create ɛyɛ sɛ ɔbɛba abɔnten na ɔbɛka sɛ oh deɛ na meka ho asɛm paa no ɛyɛ the 10% sport betting tax na yɛntwa 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings because ɛno no deɛ ɛnyɛ to a ɛwɔ hɔ dada enti that clarity no ɛsɛ sɛ yɛde back to bear because obi ahwehwɛ anim sɛ sport betting tax no yɛbɛyi afiri hɔ
so you are saying say sports betting tax wa anka ho asɛm
no
no
ka ho asɛm pɛ deɛ ɔkaayɛ ɛne deɛ watwerɛ ɛne mmara a wɔde aba parliament sɛ ɔhwɛ nsakyerɛmu ame ɛde ayi tuo bi afiri hɔ no saa income tax amendment act 2023 act 1096 a ɛde sport betting tax by no wɔamfa nka ho ama bi eti ɛnyɛ difficult ɔbɛtuma wa parliament ɔkyena na wakase ebia and I think say madwene mu I think say ebia na ɛyɛ genuine omission and now say at the time ɔmo twerɛ adeɛ no confusion kakra by ɔmo antima anya distinction because wobɛhwɛ atofo sɛ anim a on listing saa 10 acts ni wie no ɔpɔ so kakra ɛna ɔka sɛ and other acts ɔpɔ so because ohun sɛ I'm sure he saw say ebia wayɛ mistake because act na ɛde or the saying sport betting tax by and one can want so that clarity has to be brought to bear obia ni minority a waka say 10% sport betting tax na ni hodada obia kasa they mean anta kind so drawn attention say 10% withholding tax on lotto winnings no say no na wo frɛ no betting tax there we didn't charge that but we charge the 10% sport betting tax. I know na Ghana from rant and maba we hwe ni mu se minister de beba but se parliament say ye gina enro asema minister kan ye any book ye budget a minister de abai so na ye de pass budget ne dia kad na ye be wie no na 10% sport betting tax no nka ho eno ya ade ese se hwe ne ye atoso mienu se the medical culture no taxes a o ye free ho ye miensa enye nsia no miensa ni ho miensa ne wo ho de wo ho a o ye free ho ye COVID-19 levy 1.5% withholding tax on gold export. Ubekaya and no, the previous NDC government in the Dubai. And now MPP by President Kufuor na 3%. And now President Kufuor take so free 3%, about 1.5%. And then about for fraba na so the cause zero. It is good. Obi antena ha meka say eje. We have to applaud that. E-levy. Yenyina yenim. Ghana fo nyina complaining about e-levy. It is good. Ye free ho, it is fine. But adia ba ko esa ha adwene say oyi eto miensa free ho no why introduce 4 or by extension 5 new taxes but we are going to president one here edikan the growth and sustainability levy na 1% atofo say o pejam e de akọ 3% tie no matum
eno ye dadia
eno eye to bi a they charge the mining companies ene ne nkroni ba na 1% wa pejam de 3% ebe ma o man Ghana sika so I'm not going to sit here to say oh yan to ho pin ya no ebe ma o man Ghana sika wo mu say the incidents no ewo gold mining companies no but of course omo ya adwuma omo ntua kakra na yesen fa nye o man ye there's nothing wrong with that etosumi no there's a sunset clause and nasa to no ended this year at force say or twaso atwumu akọ 2028 and once you increase the duration of a task it is imposition of task for the period now or extending until you know your number 2 number 3 special import levy.
Forgive me, the name of that tax again.
Growth and sustainability.
No, the second one you mentioned.
No, it's the growth and sustainability levy. No, kind of rata they buy. Now ended 2025,
okay.
And our two forces or extended at the accord 2028. And for the period 2025 to 2028, no, nanka anyhow, but also or manaya. That's the point. Then the special import levy, and also or can wasama or the so. And nothing or charge tax on non-life insurance. There. A man here tax is a President Kufuor pension or exempt all non-life insurance from VAT. Okay, or exempt here atofo se oyi exemption na free ho na che se Ghana for betua eto VAT on non-life insurance wo fie na wo insure fie na obetua wo company access bi na wo insure sa access na obetua sa aton eye for so wo the road to eba beka ho a na che se o introduce 5 taxes and removing 3 obi aka sasa be why bone but of course we eto free ho am man for come higher and I would to buy and my benya sika de ye no ma bi obaye but at the same time no the incidence is on individual Ghanaians obi so be boka be say obetua saturn as to whether say nipa ne be we de we ye free ho ne de wo de ba be gu ni kom no aka say yema na say yema no we leave that to the Ghanaian people. I'm not going to sit here to bastardize it because but the point have to be made say oyi eto me say free ho no or the eto enum so aba beka ho. And of course, people want to compare because President Kufuor so back 2017. No? Can now be 3rd March 2017. President Kufuor first budget. Oyi eto anasa ote eto maku edun so and edema Ghana for her. President Kufuor first budget. 17. There be 17 different taxes. And I buy abolish here, and also we free Ghana for come. Say here now, President Kufuor abolish 17 taxes. And also so Ghana had demand 1 for Kokrokoo be good Ghana for so that is the contrast that you want to talk about. But Kadna, and no be so why here say you can't want some wabaymo. You see, President Mahama shall say ye bibi, and I think it was good. Ghana for be brave so any jehon. Adia ba kwa na ha Ghana for be brave or President Kufuor aban no ho the size of government. Yesu ministers edu baby kwa na bro 100 edu baby na ba 80 ni ade Ghana for complaining and I rightly so
Mokoya could do 126.
Yeah, rightly so. I mean people had issues. 80 people were calling for say the size of government. I think President Mahama Bayeno on the size the number of ministers ote so ba I think 60 meaning so many 60 ni jina kakakra
54
56 so far. That was fantastic. And I am happy. I'm sure say a lot of Ghanaians appreciated that. Me personally, I did appreciate that. But you see, Kadna, the entire Ghana for elsu about the size of government. Because Ghana for free says as I said, you spend it sika based on a kohoma, said the BC boy one kohoma. Then you can say you say ska bebre e wa ketua ne nkro ne ba ene normal ekeka kan. Eti wa bra ye reduce the size of government no. Ghana for hwe say sika yes say wo man no so ebeko from because Kadna say we reduce the number of ministers now and translate it in your expenditure cuts then there's a problem. Otie President Mahama ni ndisi for ni atofo simu nyina so musu ye be ya expenditure rationalization ye be cut expenditure sani ye be ya yense sika bebre e wo land cruisers ho aban travels ne nkroneba but budget na minister ready no no and this ansem na omo kan bra and let me give you this the entire bra ne say na mo se President Kufuor aban ne so tina ye se sika allowances konumti land cruisers and nkroneba the whole of 2024 President Akufo-Addo akonhoma sika any sika or spending ye nyina 250 billion Ghana cedis. Kadna yesi Akufo-Addo by so wastage 250 billion. Abaya waba ose wono kete wese on spend this kakese na okati expenditure no sika atofo simbusa enra say yemfa mano na fa Ghana ho akohoma no 290 billion cedis. Kada busa ho say den na de na wo se ne ministers doso spend 250 billion na wo se wo ministers sa o spend 290 billion cedis.
Time value of money
na ne de sika na wonya ne so was spending ne. It what is the time value of money?
Ghana and no event say no at the time
No, you see, we are making a mistake. We are talking about your expenditure within a particular period.
Because okay? Dollar na ho den.
No.
Compared to all, hedge against all major currencies.
We are making a mistake.
Okay.
We are talking about gross domestic product. How do we compute the GDP of the country? It takes into account all of these factors. So GDP, no, you can't know expenditure, nominal GDP, and chronic ban. You can't say when you scan it. Now inflation was 17%. And no one can was spending. Yes, sir. And it's a normal boss it was spending. It is a when you scan it. Now inflation is 22%. And also who sika and who come and I was spending. But in any case, inflation as at the time our President Kufuor spending 250 billion. Now a higher than the net. It is all person factor in the inflation and not quite the inflation above from. Brand inflation was so crown. A Kufuor spending 250 billion. And now inflation above from. Now we see. Oh, your lean government are buying Kituano. Oh, person will spend more than a Kufuor. But you see, Kadna, Mami Mawa Debi, you will be shocked.
Before you shock me, Mami can shock you. Under 2025 revenue measures, also we will abolish the 10% withholding tax on winnings from lottery, otherwise known as the betting tax.
I know what that's
one first debate. I feel I'm a
man. And one I'm a
so one for maintenance.
I what was that? I'm a kind one.
Let me present me who, but
Kadna, Baba, what am I when you cry now? Why are they? Share. This is the budget. Kadna, what shall me? We have been chatro. Many start to force on one budget or the buy.
Yeah, for Jamie and San Wako.
Page 139. You see, budget no. And yet the original Hokkien on the hill. And then your writings. You go into the tables, the appendices. Tables on an assembly wall. Page 139. Okay? Appendix 4.
Table saying?
Appendix 4A.
4A.
Table, no title, no. Appendix 4A, page 139. MDA expenditure allocation 2025 administration sector. First, second, third column, item 1. Office of Government Machinery. And this is for opposition. Almost say Office of Government Machinery. Sika President spending or Jubilee House. Sika Kufuor did to coin. Sika Chief of Staff spending and then Chroniba sub compensations. Sika or did bloated staff. I was Jubilee House. I was so the whole of 2024. Our Mr. President Kufuor the government expenditure sika or did 3 Jumafoka workers are more doors of party food so just near that thing. It was 327 million. Now at force say on Tibida. Cities and this force on Tibida. I was so to do 327 million goods and compensation President Kufuor the Jubilee House. And now President Mahama was saying the ministers sir appointees a war Jubilee House office staff and corner by Issa, which Abuja Paul disagrees as or kind. A Kufuor 327 net doors on President Mahama near to force and say Omoba spending 2.7 billion Office of Government Machinery compensation alone.
Compensation here then.
Sir, and no, yeah, Juma near to Yakani Nemkroniba. This is the budget, page 139, appendix 4A. Kufuor spending 327 million. Must see a dose Montibida over expenditure. Now, President Mahama is seeking to spend 2.7 billion on compensation, Office of the President. Now, you will also be shocked. Government communication. Utieme, government communication. Now, government communication, I am Falisofosu Kwache, Shamima Muslim, Ewo Jubilee House. Can you pay attention to me? Sika, President Mahama say, all spending on government communication in terms of goods and services, 8 million cedis. Afenso, Sika, yɛde bɛtotɔ land cruisers ɛne ne nkorɔ ba ama saa government communication na ɛwɔ office of president a Falisofosu Kwache menua ɛhɛde na Shamima Muslim deputizing no 70 million Ghana cedis in this budget. When Fatima was Minister for Information, President Mahama so was collapsing Minister for Information, but when Kojo Oponkroma was Minister for Information, na Fatima ye minister for information, the whole ministry, the annual budget, na enu 15 million. And na, you see ye minister of information for ya yard you appointing minister of state in charge of government communication. But some minister of state in charge of government communication, no, yeah, man, goods and services budget and CAPEX budget 78 million. This is President Mahama.
CAPEX no say then.
So expenditure you about to talk capital expenditure by you be to talk normal near that. But I don't even know communications are accurate no exactly what capital expenditure they will be doing. Okay? Also for church, I don't know exactly what they'll be doing. 78 million. But here are some for us. Research department, president office. There's a research department. Obakaya President Kufu at the time. Now Dr. Osu Mensah, as a Kosu Mensah from Legon, on an in charge of research department. Research department at the office of the president. The goods and services budget. Yanto laptop, yanto A4 sheets, yanto printer, yanto ink, nenen kroniba. A year 50 million Ghana cedis.
Under Kufuado.
Under Mahama. 50 million Ghana cedis. CAPEX for the research department at the office of the president. A year 20 million Ghana cedis. Ukaboma, just the research department, a year one officer. Table bakusi wanna be a secretary and assistant 70 million Ghana cedis. A year more than the budget for 2 ministries or 3 ministries under Akufo-Addo.
Wait, 3 ministries.
80 sir, information ministry no music tourism ministry kobusano. The budget near 20 million. 80 years say 3 ministries no so. But sika Akufo-Addo spending you know. Yeah, but spending more than that. Sika, President Akufo-Addo spending at the office of the president, you know, but spending more than that, and yet, catch Ghana for say, buy no, be protecting Ghana for Sika. These are the details in the budget. Kadna, and you mean a main manufacturer beyond Brofua at a force Sika, you know. Young co budget in when I share and no more mocha, and who go through the tables in the budget or try press conference. Say my budget 24 hours. Timinya kwan kwan hwe ni nyina munsi. You will be shocked the things we are seeing. Etubusa ho say President Mahama ba say ni fie 9 we ya okwa won kobio no. What the milk Ghana for anasa there because here is the case major projects and President Akufo-Addo yakura was way year free. One of the government decision was one district 150 wuchem one village one dam wuchem development authorities wuchem sano money nyina wuchem you start wuchem obatampa wuchem ni nyina na Akufo-Addo spend this car one all spend this car was sano money hu nyina spend 250 billion wo yi sano money nyina for 290 billion bakadna ade ba kwa minister na sa car budget nemo people are not paying attention to Ote sa minister ne kan ye say bosume miensa bia omobeye electricity tariff adjustment every 3 months.
So no or reference policy or hold that say
every automatic adjustment every 3 months.
Send the obetoi
omobeye tariff adjustment on electricity.
Na say no obetoi wa meto.
Why indicate say
I should have asked me question.
Oh, me can't specify something. Why indicate to say? Gas here are binding power producers, any other companies. Is that car power nominating Cronibal or beto the cost of gas at the other companies? Na kadna, wuna uye juma with the gas e produce electricity magana. Na abayin se gas ya Ghana gas demand watuma. Wo electricity na wo de magana for. Ube tuma na asa obetiso. That is also one thing that Ghanaians should pay attention to. Sir, electricity prices. Akufo-Addo time. Odi infie watche. Emu infie num one fan to electricity mu wa Ghana hano. Mahama se 3 months bebetum. And kadna, it is important to stress this because omo kasa omo ya wan say Akufo-Addo wanye bibia ma Ghana for. President Akufo-Addo di 8 years. Sa 8 years emu enfie num wan to electricity bomu e wo Ghana hada. President Mills ene Mahama edi 8 years. Sa 8 years no emu enfie enso omo to electricity bomu wo Ghana ha. the omutu munusu na so cha Akufo-Addo dia wo ye omutu electricity buomu dodo wo Ghana ha no nso ye da dum so mu e wo ma pen so ya na dum so mu wa Akufo-Addo pen so na se na be obi be ka se membo bi sremu ana makanti oko PURC for web page omo publish the increases or reductions in electricity tariffs over a period of time. Kadna, mami 1 minute, I'm going go through. President Mills.
And to me, about electricity tariff. I'm interested because
electricity one, and then I'm
okay.
President Mills about 2009. 2 electricity boom Ghana. Me metna ha. And yes, and the NDC for be by now 1 2 chenchina makase what 2. I won't do that. President Mills first year 2009 2 electricity boom Ghana. 2010 President Mills ne NDC ato electricity boom wa hamu nchichemu adio watwe enkro 89%. 2011 omutumu 10%. 2012 President Mills ne NDC atumu 7.4%. President Mahama ba 2013 auto electricity boom 58.9%. 2014 autumu 28.4%. 2015 in the peak of doom so obekai sa daily graphic front page at President Mills Mahama can say opese wunya kanea tuamo okay sa front page no 2015 Abrana Ghana for nya kanea enyusuo no President Mahama eto electricity buomu wa hamu chichemu aduokro 90% edi Ghana for 2016 otumu 10%. Bashe bibi President Akufo-Addo ba 2017 Senior President Mills ya ne first year wantum no President Akufo-Addo first year 2017 wantu electricity buomu Ghana 2018 President Akufo-Addo at electricity buoso 17.5% edi Ghana for 2019 President Akufo-Addo at electricity boom 17.46%. Bashe bibi 2020 COVID buy no Akufo-Addo anto electricity boom. 2021 wanto electricity boom. 2022 even Russia-Ukraine crisis e buy no Akufo-Addo anto electricity boom. 2023 and what 51% and at 2024 6.4%. What can you na and this abano to electricity boom cumulatively 294.6%. NPP tumu 57.5%.
That is NDC 1.
Yeah, yes, I'm first one buy.
Cumulative romu tumu saying
294.6%
at a dollar rate of
dollar rate. I don't remember the dollar rate. This is a
because obviously back at say so we find cumulatively nukra no at the time where NDC free konwa so no na dollar no the emfa no 4 cedis o the emfa no 4 cedis scrap to the dollar enti no say o they no compare momo time am office na 14.7 no o fa wo cumulative 57% no now the two or momo dey over 200 no still o the no was
when you do that now you say your comprehensive analysis no be take you back because NDC for no one better dollar no 4 I'm about to 1 and nobody call 4. So you can't do this argument. What you say? Because almost what about better than a who be on the back drew. Okay, the performance and also with growth projections and dollar exchange rate in the corner band, all of that feed into the overall growth and everything of the government. Okay, because almost about 1, I'm 4. I could find about 4 and what they could do 15 point something. That is, but I'm telling you, sir. Whether you are managing currency or you are not managing currency, because NDC time CD not depreciated by cumulatively 72%. Akufo-Addo time it did around 68 or 70%. Okay, it is our fund is now per se. What do you comparison? Obekase, it almost a nominal figure. Send was quite better no. A boss, but send ya Mahama no to your mopeja coin. I was switching the Akufo-Addo better, but Ghana form pesa argument. No. So the most important thing is dollar rate or no dollar rate, inflation, no inflation, GDP growth, we can compare those data. And this is how much they increase electricity tariffs. Ghana. And yet, they made it look like Akufo-Addo here, demon. President Mahama told electricity boom a few years. Obey the first government in his first year what electricity bomb Ghana since President Mills' time. And this is so important to put out because omoka waka we nyina no omoka me na kwaso Akufo-Addo anyahwe and so on say nra atofo se won no ankasa eduru ba bi no on se na anim anyinya asem ni bi ha no ntimi nka because wo hu ni say sama omoka fa Akufo-Addo aban ho no afi the data na expose omo and me da Ghana Statistical Service for asepa some Monday no omo ya omo press conference edit data ne bae hwe tro omo twagu Akufo-Addo so enra atofo se anum agi atomu se Akufo-Addo ma oman no sikasem ko soro na you grow oman no to 5.7%. Omo kono omo jaya 3.4%. No omo se Akufo-Addo nya he mismanage the economy, criminally managed. Afi de data ne ba omo hu se Akufo-Addo ya de. Omo hu se nra atofo se na akasa gi atom eno fa ne budget na data no wom wa gi atom se the growth of the economy of minus and yesikasem no Akufo-Addo eja omanya na eja pade ye keka ni nyina boma ho sika no eye around 1.2 trillion. This is a japade Akufo-Addo de eja Mahama 1.2 trillion. ABC wa Ghana hada President Mahama wako no oja Akufo-Addo 219 billion cedis ene Akufo-Addo eja President Mahama 1.2 trillion. Na kadna esa atosubio ya ka dollar asem Akufo-Addo eja President Mahama $8.9 billion sika a ewo ya gross international reserves $8.9 billion. Ena President Akufo-Addo de eja wo si Akufo-Addo anyahwe sa $8.9 billion no cover 4 months of your import cover. Momo kono muja Akufo-Addo 3 months of import cover. And we pay mo ekosoro. Ekowie se. Atwetwe aso. TMU atwetwe aso. Se abaya oji sika a spend a edoso chain. The Akufo-Addo spend here. Abaya wabeto ejapade the wealth of the nation in terms of gross domestic product 1.2 trillion. I been see that. Abaya wabeto ejapade in dollar terms gross international reserves $8.9 billion. That is an international reserve sika.
Okay.
Daho.
And an eka so saying.
Eka no so eka any ejapade no eno ntina obekaka no 700 and something billion.
Muja 742.
Na what they compare with Japade or now why the Obonika can say debt to GDP ratio no but 61.8 billion. Mahama Akufo-Addo 73%, 61.8%.
At what percentage of the GDP?
Mahama 73%.
73% of GDP.
Akufo-Addo 61.8%.
At the GDP growth of saying of Mahama too.
73% of the GDP.
And I'm saying na GDP ni saying.
Oh, Mahama GDP, I don't remember the exact figure.
And I'm okay. Saying
that 1.2 trillion. Okay. No, Mahama there was 219 billion, I remember. 219 billion cedis.
So 73% of 200 and something.
Exactly. And now, when we 61.8.
61.
Okay. 80. What the Tina economists for my statistics no. Not just say Akufo-Addo abua krama your debt sustainability level no aye papa. Say statistical service for we am manda I don't figure some do but then the point I made and then say eye den and now bet to say obi grow or minus 5.7%. We jaw international reserves 8.9 billion. We jaw the wealth of the nation of 1.2 trillion. Now all project will grow for 2025 no or say economy growth na Akufo-Addo de koye no ono be ma na bafom so what is now okay or say the growth projected for 2024 is going to be around 4%. Yes ye koye nim Akufo-Addo buy mo jana 3.4 page na ho aboa COVID-19 mun sensam kukuhwe ase Russia Ukraine war watima boa ma ye gina ye na so hawa ya fa mu nyina ama ya sense kwan so a ye nyini koye nim wo ba ye na wosu be ye di ye no o ma ye growth na konachi back to 2015 growth of 4%. Afenso gross international reserves now ebeso ya 4 months of import cover no ato force and say by the time on be end this year no eso bete about 3 months of import cover etina busa ho so no ankasa through the budget already in run no one magana for indication say ma obia hwehwe ade papa bia because growth obeto ya kwa no oba bete so
mate
gross international reserves months of import cover ya 4 months no or better so amana kwa 3 months so obi ready budget to say ya where is the hope I say na ni abre say oye bibi amoma na nyina amoma na kona ni
me da say Dr. Gideon Buak odi kofi
yes
obra pani bi ono DMP jawo se fe no Emmanuel J anhwere so mo ache o se numsuo no wa hiti do
me boss no
en to se numsuo yo mapon
na what pon say
na me pon say na dey bi na work
me who say interest to MVP for super dog I am surprised with all due respect and one kasa wa admit say unko budget ni mu enkosi and I want to believe say by the time I will be we no because sanka end this in it here
no don't make that statement.
Which one?
They make catch when they say baby figures war I share those figures and make I've read it through.
But you admitted say KPS no the office of the presidency no you don't know what.
No, I didn't say that. I quoted that this is the paragraph. Yes, this is the appendix.
You are saying say you don't know exactly what entails in that capital.
I know one can budget to him. I know, but Sikana was spending the year can wasem.
Yes.
So the quarter Land Cruiser do. So the quarter day. I know the any.
Yes. Until when you mentioned Land Cruisers.
I gave examples, but I said there may be other things.
Yes,
empire minimum. Yeah, but the fact is, I was so general. It is here.
Yes, and the projection of 4% growth or whatever it is within by the close of the year, it's an estimation. It could even be below the 4% or more.
I said,
Doc, and cancer
because the budget and the wabu contact.
Yes,
and was a plus or minus saying I'm a person.
Exactly. No exaggeration here.
No, a estimate.
Yes, I know.
Okay, a estimate, but the end of the other catcher, no.
Right.
And you be here, Juma.
Right,
but you say a bit more
picture, no, as if to say. More you mentioned 7% and Nana do meboa 7.5.
But Ogidi, say finance minister no can say sector bia be ba no aba be chire the capex na di madam boy.
Oh, tie argument I can wasem.
No, I just want to be clear on the okansa.
Dey can wasem enye dey wo di sika na ye o. Dey ya can say sika say na wo se wo pay spend.
Say ebia say sector ministers na ba ho. No mbe chire niam am di sika na ya ye be hu say justify.
Wo so untie dey make aka. Ma ati dey wo can say me ka say wo see Akufo-Addo spend 327 million na dollars. And now wo pay 1.something billion. And no ho asem na wo ha ye ka. De egu na mo egu apaso na ye ho. Eti ubana be che say na this can be say na this can but obi afa figure na obebusa na ho say I don't know be spending 327 wo see a dollars. Now we pass I spending 1.7 billion. And no one some na but I don't have the details, so I can't discuss that. So what you say? And you can say, "Would you also pass I was spending?" And you more than the now within attempt say was spending 327 million. I know what some na
inti you know enye nim sem say aban atwam kwa doc na oye part of it no. The way I manage economy na bad.
Speak to data based on
you
what?
See, data do not provide
you see,
on the table.
As for sweeping statements, that is how you guys communicate.
Economics and your subject I'm a person mistake.
Oh, then stay away from it.
The fact is that we are talking about said the business community no. You never mentioned anything of it.
Oh,
you said why you trade taxes everyone or about a numa beshemu.
Exactly.
The tax now also the beshemu concerning mining. It is not hinged on the general public.
Oh, you are making a mistake. You are talking about tax buying the diaba.
In
whoever the incidence is on. You can discuss that. But now, insurance levy now can.
But you rarely admitted say mining aspect, Wojitum because a disca bread. It is hinged on only the mining community.
That is not the only task.
Oh,
is that not the case? No, we work you cannot back it with facts.
No, we want the sweeping statement you have also made. If you do the comparison, mean who fact to be a say the MPP.
Gideon, hold on. Yeah. Gideon, Alpha, a saying budget statement. We refer relevant appendices.
Yes.
Watch out, say, Oko table where the Ohuni. And watch out, say, for instance, in 2024, Akufa do no, not buying or smart buying, into not buying no sumpano, who discuss it. Oh, dear, na a fiano. Oh, dear, already are no sardine in the hono. Or no, na him say Usha, need the any casino, FRC. Do you have a contrary data?
To say that NDC near material, so me what is
you're more than NDC.
No, I'm here as an independent.
I don't mind, but I don't need to live with you. But what's the matter? What can it also gives you out
data now. I don't have that.
This is the budget.
Budget.
I've given it to you.
Get all the train. What's the only budget to be? Now to me from another, I maybe for budget there, and yet the margin yemi, and what the ocrator room, and the engineer can was them. Until the American say, for instance, OSHA Office of the Government Machinery, give you a kasi car and the Kufuadra buying. Ikamano. Over Gideon now say
27 million.
27 million.
For compensation alone.
For compensation alone. And we are saying
1.7 billion.
1.7 billion. Actually differences now enum. And for maybe to say government communication waka say 78 million Ghana cedis compared to
Ministry of
Information na far less.
Yes.
Okay. So our argument then say under Osono government na esono na omo budget ye X and under lean government no so no A B B now yentini mi enu mfiri mu ne yenhwe baby asa na Gideon nya ho na wasem ho na wasem ni gina enti ya mi bi sa ofa ya osisi ane say edia na Gideon kan ya enye nokre ewo saa figures na obobo ye no emu figures being what to the contrary.
Simple question, maybe sir. What is the component of the compensation?
Yeah, because so. But maybe sir said then figures now boy.
I do not have
in terms of the nominal figures now boy. Then or no kaya and then the one boy bra.
I don't have the figures here.
Okay.
But I'm trying to say the component in the compensations no. Ono na bemu the omba betu ya na so mutua compensations or whatever it is within the presidency.
Compensation aketia na sa ne ma na wo
exactly.
And na sector minister ka kire onu say say ayetie ye ehunu because all the relevant sectors here can have nya mpanifo ede da no ebeba no ma be kire details a ebe ko especially omu capex no na ye hu say we need to no ba and no be bad be next week me hope say na ba then we can pick
senior patch me about ebia for simple purposes what there me nye nimdi for bibia ho and me nua pages bia onye simple. Google will give you a brief understanding of what compensation is. Typically compensation refers to monetary payment given to an individual in exchange for their services in the workplace. Compensation is what is earned by employees. It includes salary or wages, in addition to commission and any incentives or perks that come with the given employee's position. Ente yaketua, mako meeting allowance, honorarium, moko workshop or ha, yamamo tips say, so that is compensation. Yes. You don't need any special definition. You see. And you chop money.
And you also know chop money.
No, I'm saying chop in that definition. That is what I'm saying. Because you can say, Sabi, and you would see that. Whatever. That is what we are talking about.
You see, Nana, I'm surprised anyway, but he doesn't need to wait because politics.
Otherwise,
what do you mean by politics? Otherwise, I would have said, until you wait for the sector minister to come and explain.
No.
You see.
Okay. Uncle Clement.
But you also have the same. So
Uncle Clement.
Money.
No.
Omo ntijum. Omo yen obi anu otijum.
Aye.
Enti mama adwadi fo nyina 3 minutes. Mu wi amapon.
Yo, Nana, like we said, menye economics and menye inti. I'm not also a politician. I'm a businessman. Until I always speak in the interest of the business community. And I'm say Okabibi, and so about the review of Ghana Investment Promotion Center. Yes, one new actor on Eyehon Ejuma. Hono see a baby guta ye interest wa hopa because ye who say the investment act as we have now it does not help the business community in terms of our exchange rate, because currently you need to provide only
na ya sanet katwi brofo ha ma stop no na wa me ne o ye fine na so the brofo be head
yeah me current investment laws regarding retail trade who here just $1 million by way of a cash or equity and ode unya provider, then the gate is open for you. And guta asema ye can say, because when it comes to importation yadebo memuha guta and all the Ghanaians your percentage ya 20%. Importations ni 80% is made by foreigners. And what we are calling for is say new investment laws now are urban. And so only provision be a shame say foreigners so open be retail trader and so we provide means of importation by way of cash. So the whole year ube import maybe $100 million say ultimately $100 million eba now depositing in Bank of Ghana. As and when you need say ODB by importation then Bank of Ghana will make the transfer for you. Yes ana tem be pressure na yeah foreign exchange so no ebe dey ebe reduce because foreigners and want much more importation. I say on shena won strengthen hono edemaguta.
Medase. Okay, do you want 1 minute?
Oh, that is on the note of many opinion they are okay. So at any point in time biano we have to seek to promote indigenous businesses or more growth. So and for me I've had problems with our tax system in Ghana. I mean a lot of papers are mature indicating say your tax system is problematic. The COVID-19 levy is one attempt, but I think that we can even go further. To the point say at the end of the day you bet mania a certain tax regime now or the GRK S amount on here so we be so audit be because the taxes are so convoluted. So more compute my crash sometimes won't tell one kasa wutu na eto a wutu ya na wonte wo ho asese kana yese wo de no saa na wo de ne tua kra ma ye de etina compliance are difficult because ayete wa yetu anto so dudu one kasa bosome no so yakra na wonim de obetua dada it we have to simplify our tax system. Okay. Simplify our tax system. And to me, any effort to be out by any government, whether MPP or NDC, I bet my yes, say, ama ya simplify your tax system for it. It is so rather unfortunate, sir. Excuse me to say, but me our opportunity to do the flat rate in our can and boom straight away. Business might be out to our wada. Nanka, ya granted tax amnesty to be a mystery, meaning papa in a juma buy a or a business man. Or their bank akra some tax be a one to a be a dinako court abansi a shilling in our togo. A fed young come with on clean slates. Now young queen is an about me say granted tax amnesty. So these are ideas. So we say Baumia anti-man when a president, but ideas now can't want some no and so anti new government fat no young wajuma or chinano. Then we have to do another thing. Now you call your name as a country. And I think, sir, and to say you best simplify your tax system. And all these petty no be brave. Share import duties. Oh, funny list items.
Remember 1 minute.
Hard. About businesses, some in we hope, sir, be a buyer was one yet. Now opportunity back. na ba me anya kwan ba beserve a yenso de bit ma ye de aboa businesses ama ya simplify tax system say ye kan wasam we will do that yeah
over ya me da say anopay
na what minute
medical mal be free
but who said you say honorable case latte force in a bag no Ghana ha so what
been name say made in Ghana
I can suit me suit in there what
was made in Ghana
I can suit in the time
made in Ghana
ya sanita no unim sampan
minim sampan in fact minim share that but I have listened to him severally and I think that I like him.
Okay, he likes you too but also me chair wa no pay net year bra good morning bra Kofi Boakon. Thank you for killing all the propaganda and mischief. But as for Asanita, no, what is he saying? He says NDC isn't in the studio, sir. What is he doing there?
Introduction.
One is a social commentator. Anyway, Madam Asiano pay. Clement, Medazio. Benifano Pemino Mudi Jume, Dr. Gideon Boakon, MP, Town North, Lone Ranger, last man standing. My friend Lone Ranger Montiasi, I have pay any MP or yeah, Sanitano, a social commentator, and Clement Boateng, a vice president, Guta. Dr. Father Dixon Kennedy Asante says, so for Kujasa, Stephen Bar for Peter Square, Isaac Opoko, Pretty Joyce, Dominic Nyanuvo, and Nana Pipra, and a Shisha and Amdi Hunchame. On the flip side, I don't pay my maybe I'm a quaffo, and now I feel Odi I Inkai Kwame Yaboa. A Remnant, I guess, with your friend, the Cardinal, me, and I'm Tenemu, Emma Ghana's morning voice, Chairman General, Kwame Safakai, Kofi Kumbesen, and Motana, Akopim say. Premo ebeto nyame ya adoma ochina yebeto asom so makra mu nyina peace